I, Douglas Ducote, an American patriot by the grace of God, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America from enemies foreign and especially domestic. I, Douglas Ducote, an American patriot by the grace of God, do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America from enemies foreign and especially domestic. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, Patriots. Today is Monday, the 12th, and I just thought that I would pop on here and do a little town hall with you guys and girls and basically answer some of your questions. Nothing major going on tonight. Pretty much everything's ready for tomorrow night's show. There's an extra chair here because my lovely wife will be joining us as well. So feel free to ask her any questions you might have about anything dealing with life or about what it's like putting up with me. You name it. So anyhow, just whatever you want to ask it in the chat section, and I will try and answer your question for you. And obviously, if it's something that's horrible or mean, then we just boot your ass out. But other than that, that's what this is about. Just kind of chilling out on this Monday. A little bit of information to fill you all in on. I probably will not be doing a show Thursday night. I will be here tomorrow night, Tuesday. But Wednesday, I have to drive to the other side of the state, about 3.5 hours from here, for a funeral for a dear friend of mine, which will be Thursday at 11 o'clock. So depending on what time I get finished with all that, whether or not I can be back here in time to do the show. So if I'm not able, I'll put it in the community section, let everybody know so you're not standing by to watch the show. So anyhow, just right now, probably will not be a show, but if I can get back in time, I'll definitely do it. So anyhow, let's real life with MD just jumped in there. She's on the other side of this wall, I believe. Mike Farmer says, Trump or DeSantis? Well, that's right now it's Trump. Trump is also the leader of all the Republican polls, although DeSantis is coming up close behind. He is closing that gap. Listen, I don't have any issues whatsoever with DeSantis. I think he did a great job with Florida. I think he did a great job during the COVID issue, regardless of what some may say. What I do find kind of dumb is that Trump praised DeSantis for the way he handled the COVID cases and not locking down his state other than I think a week, but yet now he's trashing him for doing it. So, that tit for tat and back and forth, I could care less about. I like the fact that DeSantis is, besides being a conservative, is also a veteran. He served in the Navy for several years. So, that's something that I personally feel that everybody that serves as president of the United States should at least have served in the military, whether it's the National Guard or reserves, because you become the commander-in-chief of the military. So why would you allow somebody, it's like, I don't know, picking a fire chief for the fire department, somebody that's never fought fires before, wouldn't make any sense. Or a sheriff for a sheriff's office or city police chief. Why would you put somebody in that position that has no clue how to do that particular job? So I don't have a problem with DeSantis. If Trump pulls out, then I will probably back DeSantis 100%. But in the meantime, Trump has no intentions on pulling out. He's still moving forward. And we'll see. It's going to be interesting how things pan out in the next weeks and months. And with that, welcome, young lady.
Oh my gosh, I had a birthday.
You did have a birthday.
I did. Recently. I had a birthday. I had several things happen.
You turned 32.
Again. Hey, can I just talk about something?
Talk about anything you want. This is the Douglas Ducote Show.
We just raised the debt capped the debt ceiling.
Yes.
Okay, I have some information. Okay. So if y'all are wondering, how much is $1 trillion? Okay.
More than I have.
So if you think about seconds in your life, okay, and you go back 1 million seconds, you're going back 12 days. Okay. If you think about 1 billion, don't cheat, don't look. If you think about 1 billion, it's 32 years, which means 1990. If you're thinking about 1 trillion seconds, you're going back to roughly 30,000 BC.
Wow.
Huge difference. Y'all, our debt ceiling was capped at 31.4 trillion.
Thanks to those in Washington, D.C., Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me say it again. 1 million seconds back is 12 days. 1 billion seconds back is 32 years, or 1990. 1 trillion seconds backwards, 30,000 BC.
That's crazy.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you look at it that way, you're right.
Big difference. Thanks, guys, for telling me happy birthday.
So anyhow, if you're just tuning in and you're wondering what's going on, this is basically just a question and answer session. I like to do this every now and then. It's been a while since we've done one. But we come on and basically just open it up for you guys to ask us any questions you have, whether it's about how she puts up with me, or
what's for dinner,
or what we think about politics. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You don't care. It's open floor.
If y'all want to learn how to make something Cajun, let me know.
Yeah, she's pretty good at that.
If you want to talk about,
all right, let's see
what Doug's favorite thing to do in the morning is.
What is your opinion as to why the Republicans won't prosecute the Democrats for the illegal things they've done? Well, for starters, the Republicans are holding hearings on the House side, but they can't do anything. Nothing will be, other than a dog and pony show, will happen unless the Republicans have the Senate. So we had an opportunity. Donald Trump had the best opportunity ever to clean the swamp. When we had 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue with him in charge, we had the House, we had the Senate. And for whatever reasons, he chose people that did not like him to be in his cabinet. And they turned against him. And he didn't clean house.
He didn't clean
from
house.
The Obama era. He left people in place that he thought would be okay. No president does that. You come into office and you clean house. Everybody goes, except for maybe the maids. Okay.
Yeah. Remember now, he's not a politician. He was a businessman. Right. So in business, you keep people around that know what they're doing, and you figure out what they're doing, and then you clean those house. Okay. Then you clean it. But that's not the way politics are run. Politics, you got to get them out.
Yeah.
He didn't know. He was trusting people.
Yeah.
I also think that, if he started prosecuting, he probably got told, this is not what we do, and if we prosecuted, we'd have to prosecute so many people. And
he
and
put
then
Jeff
the Republicans
Sessions
too.
He put Jeff Sessions in that position, who he should have never put there. He chose Bill Barr to replace Jeff Sessions. Bill Barr was personal friends. Like, when I say personal friends, show up at your house for barbecue type shit with Mueller, who was leading the investigation. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
It just,
and
I've never quite
his
got
dad,
it.
Mueller worked for his dad, Bill Barr's dad.
Yes. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. Paul Sell, do you think the FBI should be defunded? No, I do not think it should be defunded. What I think needs to happen is Director Ray needs to step down. When we win back 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and also the House and the Senate, we need to put somebody in that position that will treat everyone on an equal basis. Lady Justice wears a blindfold for a reason, and they're not doing that. They're just going after Republicans. They're letting Democrats get away with all these freaking crimes, and that needs to stop.
It's wrong.
So there needs to be no bias whatsoever in the Department of Justice or the FBI. You can't defund the FBI. And we need the FBI, okay? But we don't need the FBI run by political hacks of one particular party. And that's what we have happening right now. So that's my answer on that.
It may need to be restructured a whole lot.
Yeah, it does need to be restructured.
It does not need every single bit of taken apart, because it'd just be ridiculous to put it back together.
Mara asks, why did Trump's attorneys bail out? All right, so I've heard several different things on this. One is the attorneys that were representing him were in New York, and this trial with the indictment, it's all going to be done in Florida. And they don't want to be coming back and forth. I mean, who knows how long it's going to last? And they just said it's best that you get somebody local to take the reins here. He already had people that are attorneys in Florida. He's got attorneys all over the country for that matter. But he had attorneys already in Florida. It was just a matter of building up some more members of that team to support him. So little insight here. If you haven't heard, the liberals and Democrats are going absolutely off the rails right now because it was a random picking of who the judge would be to oversee this in Florida. And lo and behold, if the draw didn't come out to be a judge that Trump appointed. So they want that judge removed, and they're going to do everything in their power to get that judge removed because they believe the judge will be biased, unlike what's already happened in the Department of Justice and the FBI that brought this case to begin with. So, you know, it's okay for them to do that kind of crazy shit, but it's not okay for us to do that kind of crazy shit. You know, is how it's viewed. So that's going to be interesting to find out what the outcome of that is, whether or not she stays on there or somebody else gets put in that position. I hope she stays on there, as far as I'm concerned. You know, fuck the Department of Justice and the FBI at this point.
Yeah, they've been so crooked.
They're the crooks.
That's right. That's right. I agree.
Do y'all listen to Creed Fisher? Never heard of Creed Fisher. Is it a musician? Maybe it's somebody, a YouTube channel person. Not sure. Douglas, will Trump run for president in 2024? He is running for president right now for 2024. He was the first person to enter the race. And even with everything that's going on right now with the indictment, he is still moving forward 100% towards becoming the next president of the United States. The Democrats will do everything in their power to stop that from happening. Everything. That is their worst nightmare would be Trump, especially now that they've all been exposed for the crooks that they are. Imagine if Trump was to win this time. If he didn't clean house, I'll be the first person to come on here and say he's an idiot, because he now knows, he's had the opportunity to realize how fucked up the system is. And when you clean the swamp, you clean the damn swamp.
Clean it.
And so, yeah, he's already in there. He's moving. It's you know, only he can shoot himself in the foot and make this worse than, you know, than it already is. And it's pretty fucked up right now. I mean, they're throwing everything they got at him, just like they've been doing from day one. It's nothing new. You know, they've been going after him nonstop since
True.
the day he came down that elevator
And
at Trump Tower.
And those fake Republicans, rhinos. Seriously, y'all, not all Republicans are good.
No, they're not. They're not at all. Let's see here. Bingo Doug, piss on them. You can do that. I'm just going to sit back here and keep it to myself. Mike Farmer says, now tapes on Biden coming out. Yes, Mike, they are. Here's the problem. Every time Republicans out of the House come out with damning information that is going to show the criminal activity of the Bidens, they throw something in there that the news media will run with that's anti-Trump instead and not cover it. Fox News, for what's left of them, they need to fucking stop this bullshit right now. Okay, they're following suit with CNN and MSNBC and becoming a bunch of liberal pussies over there.
Yeah.
And that shit needs to stop.
Well, they're all scared they're going to just be thrown off Fox, and they're trying to keep their job. And you know what? They shouldn't. You should say the F word, because really, that just is wrong.
Yeah. Paul Sell says, what do you think about the pride flag being flown in the center between American flags at the Capitol? I think it is wrong. It is against flag etiquette. It is against the U.S. flag laws that we already have on the books. And the fact that the White House did it just proves that, once again, they think they're above the law and they do whatever the hell they want to do.
That's right.
It's not right. You can put that flag up to the left if you would like, but you never put it in the center of two American flags. Nothing goes in the middle of two American flags. If you've got two flags, the American flag always goes to the left of the other flag you're going to put up. If you're going to hoist some flag up with the American flag on a pole, the American flag goes first. So it just proves their hatred towards Americans and our rule of law. Okay? So that's what I think about it. I think it's fucked up. Let's see. Michael Hill, Trump needs to stand better on the Second Amendment. I agree. He does. He needs not allow certain groups to infiltrate his way of thinking on when it comes to Second Amendment stuff. That's what politicians do. And that's what he started doing. I think he's learned his lesson on that. And I do believe that the next go around, if there is one, he'll be a little different. We'll see. Let's see here. Mar says, I'm waiting for them to paint the White House in rainbow colors. Well, I wouldn't doubt if that happens, but that's, and look, I see a bunch of comments about rainbow stuff right now. Let me just put this out there real quick, okay? We're not going to bash people in the LGBT community at any given point. The only people I want to bash and that tries to hijack that community is this trans bullshit.
Pedophiles.
Okay? That's where the pedophiles and the dangerous crap is at.
Yeah.
All right? If somebody's gay, I don't give a damn. Okay,
be gay.
You're gay. I'm straight. Okay, do whatever you want to do behind closed doors, as long as it doesn't involve children breaking the law.
And don't get mad at us for being straight.
Right. And in general, most people in the LGBT community are perfectly. I mean, there's Republicans in the LGBT community. Some of my best friends are gay. One of my moderators is for the show is gay. I served in the Army with him, and we served together at Fort Hood and Desert Storm. But even he and the rest of those in the LGBTQ community are pissed off that their stuff is being hijacked by these transvestite people. That's not a sexual orientation. That's a fucking mental disorder. That's what that is.
It used to be. And I don't know why they took it out of it. And
seriously, it's no longer.
Yeah, it's not in the DSM anymore. They took that out, and they shouldn't have done that. But you know what? That's something, a whole nother show.
Yeah.
But we do not agree with sexual exploitation of these children with and all these people that are trans that are doing these shows that are having these children in there, that they're showing them things they should not see and exposing them to ideals that they should not even. They need to be kids, y'all.
Yeah, they can't be. There's tomorrow night. There is a. I'm going to talk about a situation that is. I'm not going to go into it right now, but it's involving ABC and Disney. Okay. And we will talk about that in tomorrow night's show. But the gist of it is they're okay with. They believe at age 3, if you come to your parents and say, I identify as a boy and I'm a girl, then you can get put on whatever it takes to change that. If you're a boy and you identify as a girl, then it should be okay for your parents at age 3 to take you in for a sex change operation.
Ridiculous.
People
don't even know what they want to be in kindergarten. They say, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a whatever, donkey, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Why would you want that? Well, that's, whatever.
Yeah.
I want to be a butterfly. Okay. Sorry, you will never be a butterfly. I'm sorry.
Right.
Joe
Muller. Yes, I agree 100%. The fact that we've now changed military-based names.
Oh God.
To fit these few, the smallest percentage out there. We are allowing to dictate what we do. And it's we need somebody to come back in charge and say bullshit and turn that back around.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane they went to that level. Somebody asked, James Sneed said, do you think things could, I guess you meant to say things could get nuclear in Ukraine? Yes. I've been saying that for a long, long time. The writing's all over the wall. It hasn't happened yet, although they continue to push that beat. Here's the worst case scenario. Because the West, America, our allies are supporting our NATO partners, supporting Ukraine 100%. Basically, we're at World War III with Russia, whether they want to call it that or not. That's what's happening right now. Cold War's back, and we are, because they can't win without our support and NATO's support. There's just no way in hell. Russia would have went right in there and ran right over them. Okay? But because we're supplying them with weapons and ammunition and all the beans and bullets and everything they need, tanks, the whole 9 yards, Russia's not going to take that country back. They're going to continue to have more and more Russians killed and more of their equipment depleted. Mm-hmm. Now it's so depleted right now that we have China and we have Iran that's trying to send military equipment to Russia to use on the battlefield to fight against Ukraine. So here's the worst case scenario is he gets backed in a corner so much and he realizes he's going down. So then he uses tactical nuclear weapons to just annihilate the fucking place. And then if that happens, it's over with. Because then we're going to retaliate against them and they're going to retaliate against us. And it's going to be nuclear weapons flying all around the world and we just destroy everything. So I do believe that we're worse off today and closer to a nuclear annihilation of this globe as we know it than we have been ever before in the history of Earth.
I think they need to follow the money because let me tell you, the Bidens are in all of this deep yeah. with all the energy money that they've been given. And I mean, there is a reason why we're doing what we're doing right now. And I think that I think if Trump comes in, he could straighten all of it out. I do, because I really believe that we would not be where we are if we wouldn't have been pulled out as fast as we did in Afghanistan. We could have gotten all of our equipment out, so we didn't like equip the world to fight against us somewhere.
That's a treasonous act, what he did.
Right.
And we're not holding him accountable. And although articles of impeachment went forward today, but that's the House impeaching him. Same thing what happened with Trump when the Democrats had control of the House. The Senate's not going to pass it. Same thing's going to happen here. The Senate's not going to pass that.
Yeah.
Okay, Patty says, did you hear that Mel Gibson is putting out a 4-part documentary on outing Hollywood and child sex trafficking? I did not, but that's outstanding if he is.
Good.
Yes, indeed.
He needs to rename it.
Trisha says, Marilyn, I'm glad to see you on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Archie Angel Heaven says, you said it best before, Douglas. Pride flag represents one group. And not in that group is transsexual freaks. They have their own flag, actually.
Yeah.
Look that up.
Yeah. And you know what? I know this is against what we're saying, but let me just tell you, you can have pride in who you are, whether you are, bisexual, whether you're anything, right? And what's happened is they've taken the word pride and moved it to this. And I'm sorry, I have pride in being who I am.
Yeah.
Man, I do.
I've got pride in knowing that you're a woman.
Thank you.
Because if you didn't have women parts, I wouldn't be here.
I'll tell you that.
Minnie Arnold says, as a veteran myself, I just want to say thank you, Doug, for everything you do, and especially for your service to our country. You're very much appreciated. Thank you, Mindy. And as a veteran, thank you for your service as well. Much appreciated. Eli Frost says, Meta pushing man-boy groups. You're right. They are. And it's absolutely wrong, and it needs to stop. Greg Davis, goofy transgenders.
Wait,
yeah.
They take so many things off that we say, and then they let people with half-naked bodies in pictures and think it's like, what? We're just saying we like the United States and we want the best for it.
Right.
What the heck?
Yeah, absolutely nuts. Greg Davis says, goofy transgenders. Is this the Greg Davis by any chance? Because I know a lot of the guys that I served with in the military follow me. By chance, is this Greg Davis? He used to be my company commander at Fort Hood, Texas.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if it is or not, but if it is,
we got some stories. I'd like to hear the stories.
Greg Davis was an excellent guy. I love that commander. Yes, we need to leave the kids alone. American flag represents all Americans. Correct. Joseph says all they wanted was the right to get married, and now they're jamming it down our throats. You're right. That was it. The right to get married. That's happened. Everybody's agreed. The Supreme Court's ruled, and now there's all these other things coming about. We just keep adding to the alphabet. Sherry Ann Ritter Scott, this is awful. Leave our kids alone. Agree 100%.
Hey, we need to go back for a second. Paulette Daniels, thank you for $5.
Yes,
that helps us. And I know that sounds silly, y'all, but $5 helps us so much. I mean, there's some people who go over to the site and they do $5 a month. And $5 a month really does help us put on this show, because we fund this show, and there are many veterans that reach out for help, and we fund it all from us. We do have and we don't have any profit off of this. Nothing, zero. Yeah. In fact, we fund a lot of this stuff that we do.
The things that go on behind the scenes that you guys just don't know about.
Don't know.
The website, for instance, and keeping that all up to date, and all the different things we have to do through the Venmo account or the Vimo, what's it called?
Vimo.
Vimo. StreamYard, all these different things that you have to pay for. All that costs
Mhm.
money. I mean, it's literally costing.
Our
It averages about $1,500 a month. And there was a point where back when I had a producer and things were running a whole lot different, where people were donating and that was allowing it to happen
Mhm.
smoothly, where that was money wasn't coming out of our pockets to do it anymore.
Mhm.
And now we're back in that situation again, where once again, and that's fine when we do it. I do it because of you guys.
We do it out of his retirement account that he gets retirement every month from military, and by what I do, my private practice, and we fund this together.
Yeah.
And we fund things that we go out into the community and do and help people that are in need who are veterans, and we find that they need things across the country, and they might send us an email saying please, and we send.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that go on that we do charitable wise that people have no clue about.
So we thank you for the $5.
We don't advertise it at all.
No, we don't.
So yes, thank you.
In the Bible, what does it say? Don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. Baby, that's why I don't tell you everything. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Moving on, Deborah says, are there Chinese bases on Cuba? I believe there are.
Oh.
Wouldn't doubt it one bit. There's Chinese bases in America.
Did you hear that today?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. We haven't talked since I got home from work.
I've heard about it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. Eli Frost says China's setting up attack groups in Cuba. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Leon Black says, pissed me off at the ER today when a nurse asked my 88-year-old mother if she identified as a woman.
Well, yeah, wow. Thank goodness.
Oh, yeah, that pissed me off too.
Y'all, dating right now, you don't know who's what. So one of the things, I saw a cartoon, but it's real. You have to say, so were you always a woman?
Right.
That's a question.
John Clark says, I heard that the Ukrainian military just got F-16s, and I heard they're going to arm them with gravity nukes. I know that they did get F-16s, and I know that we are training their pilots to fly the F-16s. Whether or not nuclear weapons are involved in this, I have no idea. I haven't heard anything about that.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff going on, y'all, that we don't know about, and we probably would never know about.
Prophecy 333, stand with God, not war.
That's absolutely right.
I agree 100%.
But you still
sadly,
have to take care of yourself.
Sometimes we have to have war.
Yeah, because you still have, God helps those who helps himself, right? But we also have to fight for what we believe in, or they will walk on us.
I mean, since the beginning of mankind has been at war, evil trying to overtake goodness.
That's right.
And sometimes you have to do what you have to do to make sure that evil does not prevail. And too often these days, evil is prevailing. And if you don't believe so, well, you haven't been paying much attention to what's happening across this nation. TB says, is Crossfire Hurricane still in operation? And why hasn't anyone in the media or Congress asked the FBI if this is still in operation? Crossfire Hurricane was shut down during the Obama era when it was exposed. Whether or not they've opened up a new one or calling it something else, I have no clue. With the original Crossfire Hurricane, which those of you who don't know what that is, was we were an arms dealer bringing weapons into Mexico, supposedly going to track the weapons so we could catch the cartel, but they fucked that all up and weren't doing it. And then all these weapons are going over there, the cartel's getting them and turn around and using them against Americans. And hell, one of our own agents on the border patrol agents was killed by one of those weapons that were sent over there. Another thing where don't trust our government to do anything right because they're going to fuck it up. That's just the history of the way things work in America. Sorry. Don't trust them. Don't trust anybody else. You know, Reagan once said, "Trust but verify." Well, trust is something that I trust in my faith, and I trust in my family. Outside of that, I don't trust much of anything else until I see it otherwise in front of my face. So,
look, we have a question that says, why don't Americans stand up? Well, y'all, Trump is standing up and he has money, okay? And he has power. He's got a lot of people behind him. And look what's happening to him. Okay, so this is why Americans don't stand up as much as they need to. I believe that one day they will stand up, and that's whenever there's going to be bloodshed. And I don't want that to happen. I would rather us use what we have. And what is that? That's to vote. Do you know how many, what we have that actually vote of our country is hardly anything. You go down. I mean, they used to do this on the late night show, and they used to go with a microphone and ask people things like, "Who's the president?" and what is the capital? Where's the capital? And things. People don't know things. They don't know, and thank goodness not all those people are voting. Some of them are. Yeah. But we have to get people to the polls. I don't care. Drag your neighbors there. I'll tell you exactly why Democrats are getting so many votes is because they're bribing these people. They're having barbecues. They're taking the church buses. They're going to get the people, and they're going to get them from the nurse homes everywhere else, and they're busing them in. They're saying, "Vote this. Here's your ticket for a barbecue this afternoon, and we're going to have a good party." That's true.
Yeah. The Democrats have a very well organized machine when it comes to getting people out to vote. And Republicans have yet to figure that shit out. And
one of the reasons why we have yet to figure it out is because these silly rhino people that we vote in don't do what they're supposed to do. They're not voting for the people. They're voting for themselves. They say, "Oh, I got to vote my conscience." But you know what? That's bull crap. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Whew.
Ken Henry says, "Hello, I'm just curious what happens if the FBI in Beijing, China, bottom boy aren't prosecuted and made to be responsible for their crimes." Well, the rate we're going, nobody's going to be under this current administration, and Republicans only having the House, not the Senate. No Democrat will be prosecuted for freaking nothing.
We lost our chance. We had the the Senate and the House, and look what happened. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all.
We screwed it up really bad.
Screwed the pooch in that one.
Middle finger number 1. What a name. Why are some conservatives pro-Putin, pro-Russia? Do they not know that Russia is still legalizing child porn, pedophilia? Do they not know Putin has done LIZCH about outlawing child porn? Okay,
that's a big one. Go ahead.
Here's the deal. I've been to Russia, by the way. For a long time, after the Berlin Wall came down, we did a lot of different things with Russia. And the reason why was not that they were going to become a member of NATO, but to keep them from doing stupid shit like they're doing today.
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Bingo. Exactly. And we stopped doing that. Under Trump, he was very straightforward with Putin about how things were going to be. And if you cross this line, this is the results. And the left didn't like that. You're a bully. But then it turns around that they turn around and then do like it. And then they don't like it. It all depends on how it's being approached and how it's being talked about. Russia has some serious issues. And they're only getting worse day by day. There are people in the Republican Party, as well as the Democrat Party, that believe that we should not be as heavy-handed as we are trying to be right now with Russia, so that we can keep tabs on them and keep them from doing something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Reagan did that. Trump held that. And then this administration comes in and throws it all out the fucking window.
I think it's to protect whatever they did in Ukraine or whatever they did with these energy companies. Because for some reason they're hiding something. They're hiding what really happened. And I think we're not going to ever know exactly what happened, but I think that there's more there to uncover.
Yeah, I agree. Paul Bennett says, if Trump regains the White House in 24, will he in 25 regroup the military and make us strong military again and get rid of the woke? Yes, he will.
Yeah.
Any Republican that takes over will. That's how it's always worked.
Well, it's
Republicans,
gotta be a strong Republican.
Republicans, yeah, but every Republican in the history of America that's been president, mm-hmm. their first priority has been putting military budget in mm-hmm. a good position,
right,
and allowing our military to be strong. Mm-hmm. Peace through superior firepower is what that's called. Mm-hmm. Have this huge military that hopefully you never have to use, but it's big enough, it's strong enough that other countries don't fuck with you. Okay. Democrats come into office and they cancel all that shit and they give all that money to illegal aliens and all kinds of other special interest groups, and the military suffers.
Oh, billions of dollars.
Yeah.
That they give to, like, let's find out about the sexual activities of one turtle or something, right. that they only have 4 more in the world that okay, so why? Again, what is a million? What is a billion? A million seconds is 12 days behind us, yeah. Okay? 1 billion seconds is 32 years ago, which is 1990, and 1 trillion seconds is 30,000 BC. If we count backwards, trillion seconds. They're giving money away to so many special interest groups and so many stupid research projects. And look, research needs to be done, but let me just tell you, why can't we research Alzheimer's and cancer?
Yeah.
Stop all this dumb stuff.
I mean, how did we think about this? Of all of the diseases and all the health problems we have in America that we ain't been able to figure out how to fix. And now all of a sudden this COVID thing appears and like magic, boom, they come up with vaccinations for it. Although we all saw that didn't work. Okay. But it's just the fact that our government does stupid shit. And half the people believe it. So Patty says the nuclear reactors are in jeopardy of heating up due to the water level lowered because of the dam that burst. That is correct. Ukraine has managed to run Russia supposedly out of that nuclear plant, and they're trying to get a hold of that before it becomes a major catastrophe. Whether or not they're going to be able to do that before things go to hell in a handbasket, I don't know, but it doesn't look good. John Clark says no justice will come. These criminals in government are going to throw Trump under the bus to protect their crimes. That's exactly what's happening.
That's right.
Read about Mel Gibson this morning, Jennifer said. I did not read anything about Mel Gibson.
Yeah, we just talked about that.
What?
He's going to do that documentary on
yes
pedophiles.
I was thinking that was somebody else.
We just talked about that.
Yes, that's good. That's good. Prophecy 333, beautiful wife and red. God bless you both.
Thank you. Keep it in the bedroom. Keep it in the bedroom.
Sexuality.
Oh, yes. I'm going, what are we supposed to be? I thought you were talking about us. I'm like, I didn't say anything inappropriate, did I?
Not this time. Oof. Higher Country Girl says Cage is coming out this month and will reveal the mass human trafficking. Good. Minnie Arnold, it's one big laundromat over there for certain people, if you know what I mean. Yes, I do very much. You're welcome, John. Mott Cole says, thank you for your service, Douglas. Thank you. Appreciate that. TB says this entire gay bomb is a military psyop operation. It's another list of hoaxes. Only people think it's real. I've explained in very good detail how I feel about all that, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Joseph says, I guess I'm the only one here that cares about China.
Wait, you can't.
What?
It keeps disappearing. Dissect.
Doing bad things to American war graves.
Oh,
no, you're not
yeah, desecrating.
Desecrating, yeah.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sometimes we try to read y'all, and
we all are very hurt about. It's not just China. It's the Biden administration that's doing it, for crying out loud. GGAB 1963. These drag shows for kids are disgusting. They allow children to give them bills just like in a strip club. Makes me mad. Makes me fucking furious.
Yeah, we hate that. Really hate it. All the books that are being redone for schools, that's driving me bananas.
Donna says, hello from Texas.
Hey, Donna.
Yep. We love Texas. We're right on the border of Texas, actually.
I can't read it.
I see that, yeah. Doug, thank you for your service as both a U.S. Army veteran and law enforcement. I hope you run for public office someday. Well, thank you. And I've considered it many times. And
He's got to stop the F word, though. I mean, I'm sorry. He cannot get everybody
discussion with my wife.
I know,
about running for office, and it goes from one extreme to the other.
I know, but he's got to. Okay, so anyway, leave them kids alone.
Pink Floyd. Speaking of Pink Floyd, James, now that you said that, this is absolutely freaking hilarious. I saw this today. Let me find it real quick. Here it is. This is great. Hope y'all can see this.
Oh, baby. What's that say? I like your pride shirt. Oh, it's Pink Floyd. Really? Right. Yeah, y'all, it used to just be a rainbow. I love rainbows just like everybody else. But and it's supposed to be, what is the rainbow? It's God's promise, right?
Right.
We need to all be able to use a rainbow and it just be a rainbow. Just like, oh my gosh, I really like pineapples, y'all, but it don't mean the same thing for everybody.
Right. We found out when we've owned several RVs in our lives and in our life, and we found out that if you have an upside down pineapple while you're camping, it doesn't mean that the hook that it was hooked to broke or something and it just flipped upside down. No, it means that those are swingers, and you can like go knock on their door and associate, and if they like you, then y'all can all have sex. So
that and flamingos mean something too.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Crazy.
Go figure. Ugh, that's crazy, y'all. Listen, we are not trying to pervert this show. Just letting you know.
George Clayton says, what division were you in at Fort Hood, Douglas? I was in 6th Air Cav. B Company 158th Aviation Regiment. We were a Chinook unit, and we were 6th Air Cav. And we supported 1st Cav for all of their deployments. Laureneck says, why do Americans not stand up? That's what we've been talking about. We need more and more to take the reins and
you're behind.
I'm working my way through it.
I know, but for some reason it went back, and then because that's the one that we I know some of these we've already.
Wow.
What y'all? We're sorry.
I never thought I'd have more questions coming in than I can answer, but that's great. Thank you all. Where are we at here? Tate was late. Why are you late, Tate?
That's okay. Tom Sawyer says, I don't believe that Trump is Jesus. I just like that old man. He's straight up and a really good man, a strong leader, and will be the strongest leader that this nation has ever had. I believe that, y'all. And look, he still gets it. There's a lot of people who have to go to sleep early. Have you heard that? They put that lid on that press office early because Biden needs to go to bed. Do you know Trump? He would stay up and burn the candle at both ends. That's what my daddy used to call it. He'd sleep like 3 or 4 hours, and he was up and he was running the country. And he was truly running it, y'all. He wasn't wasting our money. I know a lot of people were upset that he served hamburgers at the White House, but you know what? He saved that money. He did. Yeah. He wasn't frivolous.
Johnny Bravo, thank you for service, brother. And I agree, man. It's doesn't look good over there.
Yeah.
Stan World says China, no threat. If their navy is built like everything else they make, it won't last long.
It's true.
That's funny.
Eli Faust says Biden is an example of a compromised leader. That is true. I mean, if anything, if they needed a report on him for anything, I mean, that's what they really should be going after instead of Trump. Because they cannot find one thing with all of this stuff. I know that they're like, oh, he had those documents. Y'all, they put those documents. He didn't know what he had. And it was legal for him to have it.
Yeah. Tate Neighbor says, hey, dog, what is your favorite shooting rifle and pistol?
Oh, you can't call it that, though.
I've got a bunch. Probably my favorite to shoot is I have a Bushmaster AR-15 that's a 223 chamber. That's a very fun to shoot. My favorite, though, would be M1A that my father passed on to me that I used to hunt with years ago. Now it's just a showpiece, basically. And my favorite pistol, speaking of, happens to be right here. Let me unload it. Smith & Wesson 357. Mm-hmm. It is a beauty.
You can't pull it up like you know.
This gun is was the very first gun that I purchased on my own when I was 18 years old. And at Steinberg Sporting Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, when I was 18. And that gun has been by my side for years and years and years.
I like the little one that I couldn't fit in my bra right here.
Yeah. She's got a couple of Glocks. We've got some Caltex. I've got a Caltech 9, which is very, very, I mean, the whole thing fits in my palm. So you can have it in your pocket. It's very easy. And that's typically what I carry a lot because it's so easy to conceal it.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. James Sneed, do you think the aliens are real? I do. I don't know where they're from. I don't know who they are, but something is happening that that the Pentagon and NASA supposedly can't figure out. But they've released enough information in the past few years that it's real, it exists, and something is out there. We're not alone in this universe.
No.
Not at all. Stan Worrell says, China, no threat. Oh, yeah, we already went to that. I'm getting back again.
I know. Well, you went backwards.
Go back down. Shoo, wow.
I know. And that's fun.
It is.
We ought to do this more
Sure,
often.
Scott says, 22 shotgun. I don't have it anymore, though. I didn't even know. Are you 22 rifle, you mean? I don't know of a shotgun by that, but I know plenty of rifles. M1 carbine and a 45 is what I would recommend, said Joseph. Got them both. Joe, Statco 211 or 2011 pistol. Beautiful. Swamp Patriot. The aliens are Pasadena. I think they're from, where's Joe Biden from? Delaware? I think they're from there.
New Hampshire, Delaware.
Okay, true. Oh, now we're still talking about aliens. Let me tell this story. This is pretty freaking funny. So, my son Tyler, the one that's an airline pilot, when he was a little boy, and him and or me and his mother separated. We were never married. We separated, and there was a time where I don't know why. I just thought it was funny. They put in Lathrop, California, close to where I lived, a brand new like gas station supermarket, and they called it something like Alien Space Center or something like that to get gas. And their big thing to get trucks and people off the interstate to come to it was they had this, what appeared to be a UFO crashed in the top of the roof. So on the outside, you saw this half of a flying saucer and a lot of burnt, what looked like burnt stuff where it crashed in. And when you went inside the store, they had the other half coming through, little aliens hanging upside down, and some appeared to be dead. And it was really cool, and it looked real. Okay, it was really neat. So I thought it would be fun one day to tell my son that his mother was from Mars, and that I could prove it. And so So
what you're saying is you lied to your kid?
Oh, I just made up a story that I thought was fucking
pretending?
funny.
You also pretending that the cows have names.
So. Yeah. So I drove him out there one day. He was, I don't know, he was probably about 7 or 8 years old. And I showed him that. I said, that is how your mother got here to planet Earth. And so you're part Martian. I didn't know it at the time. She seemed like a normal human being to me. And so this whole conversation and me taking him to this place to see this UFO crash on the top of this thing happened over a period of about 8 days that I had him this one particular summer. And then I bring him back, and he wasn't back at his mother's house more than I would say 15 minutes. And my phone is blowing up. And this is back when we were first getting cell phones, really. I think I was probably on my first cell phone at that time. And she's like, what the hell did you tell our kid? You told him that I'm from Mars and I'm an alien? And she was very, very upset about this story. I'm laughing. I'm like, it's just funny. It's a joke, and told her about where the gas station was and everything that happened. But I would do things like that with him. And I'd tell him, he would we'd be driving and be like, Dad, look at all those cows out there. And I'll go, oh yeah, I know that's Bob Willard and he owns that field. And that cow right there by the fence right there, that's Tommy Boy. And the one over here is Elsie and or he'd see a dog on the side of the road, oh yeah, I know that dog. That's Ralph's dog, Betsy. So he thought I knew all these animals and all these people from his house to here. So when I moved to Louisiana and he would come out and visit for the summer, at the end of the summer, I would always tell him, and literally as I'm putting him on the plane to fly back, I would say, next time you're out here, son, we're going to go out and stalk and kill a wild bear. And so I recently found out where he shared with us that that he believed that, and he would go back to California and tell all his friends. The next time he goes to see his dad's taking him out hunting bear, and they're going to stalk and kill a bear. So this went on for several years. So he got old enough to realize that wasn't true. I wasn't going to take him out and stalk and kill a wild bear. But,
to have little ones around. Speaking of which,
I don't know. Are we allowed to talk about it?
I'm going to say it.
Go ahead.
I got told today I could say it.
Good. Drum roll.
So last year I had two children, two of my sons got married, and one of them married this beautiful girl from Belgium. Yep. And we're going to be grandparents. And the baby is expected in November. So we're going to have a little turkey baby, and it's going to be a boy. And it's my first grandbaby, our first grandson. And what's going to happen is they're going to call me Lolly and him Pop. So we're going to be Lollipop. So I'm kind of excited about it. It's going to be great.
Yep. Things are going to be different.
Yeah.
Got to tone down a little bit of my extra energy.
Well, we just got to put it away somewhere. We're going to have it. Don't worry. I don't want you to change. We're just going to put you instead of in this office, we're going to put you, with a door on.
Where's Pop? Oh, he can't come out right now and play.
He's busy. We're going to put some soundproofing.
What's up, John? Yeah, I believe a lot of it could very well be government projects that we got going right now.
You know what we could do? Oh, we could end up raising money for a sound booth. That would be very cool.
That would be cool. Joe Muller says, hope you get to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base Museum sometime and film it. It's awesome.
We love it.
We've been there. Both of us have been there together.
We love it.
I did not get the opportunity to film it, but I'm going to do that. Yes,
let's go.
I will.
Let's go this fall.
Sounds like a plan. Tim Ryan says, Douglas, do you believe that we will soon see a great reset of our currency, dollar collapse, and will the white hats or one of the world order control the digital system? No, I do not.
I don't know.
That's been talked about
for a long time.
I'm 61 years old, and I've heard them talk about this ever since then, and all my life. And everything they try and come up with gets shot down. A lot of people put a lot of money into this Bitcoin and all that stuff, and I don't see it ever being allowed to take place.
I think what's going to happen is all the rules about AI and everything are they're going to have to do something and clamp down on this before it gets out of control, because they don't know what they don't know. And then once they know it, it's going to be unleashed on the world, and it's going to be bad. I think that we have to know what's in our code that's written in these computers. We're going to have to know that, because at any point anything could happen, and if the AI would stop it, would have something in there that somebody wrote something that wasn't they were against the United States, or they were against another foreign country. Y'all, it'd be over.
Okay. Bruce Cobbing says, you had to travel from Lathrop to Redwood City to work. Congrats on being grandparents. Yes, I did travel from Lathrop to Redwood City to work. And my goodness, it was horrible. Okay. The only reason I kept doing it was the money was just off the charts. I was paid ridiculous amounts of money.
Michael had good babysitters.
Yeah. The Deputy Sheriff's Association, they worked a deal that was amazing. And the city bought off on it, that anytime a Bay Area resident law enforcement organization, be it city police or another sheriff's office, or even highway patrol, got a pay raise that was more than what we made, the city had to match it plus, I think it was 5%, if I got that right. And so that was happening all the time. When I went to work, when I went into the academy, day one in the academy in Redwood City with the San Mateo County Sheriff's Office, my starting salary was $76,000 a year. Think about that. And that was back in 1996. All right. Today it's over $100,000. So in the first year of me working with the sheriff's office, I was easily putting $100,000, in my pocket. It was, but the drive, if you did the drive at like 2 a.m. when there's no traffic, you can do it in an hour's time, easy. But there's so much traffic and so many different legs you have to go on to get from Lathrop to Redwood City that it would take, oh geez, when I worked nights from or when I worked days from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., that was the worst. I'd have to leave Lathrop at like 3 o'clock in the morning to get to my shift at 6 a.m. and then get off at 6 p.m. And I sometimes would not, especially on Fridays, I wouldn't get home until midnight. It was absolutely
Is that
nuts.
the place where they had the winding roads?
Well, there's winding roads all over
Yeah,
California.
but where
Oh no,
Michael threw up?
that was no, that was when I lived up in Santa Cruz Mountains. Yeah, but I was with the sheriff's office at that time when that happened. Yeah, and then eventually I was able to go after seniority and been there a while. I was able to switch to nights to alleviate a lot of that. But there are many a times where I was like, I just can't keep doing this. But the money was just, it was stupid. I mean, if all you did was once a month, took 3 or 4 extra duty shifts for overtime, you were bringing it in. I mean, it was just, and today it's still like that. I've still got a few friends that are still there. I think 2 friends that I went to the academy with that are still at San Mateo County Sheriff's Office and making money out their butt. It's really, really cool.
Thank you, William Schroeder. We like it too. I told him, he told me, we're going to do this. Go get ready. And I said, well, I left all my makeup at work, but okay.
I did too.
And I was excited. I was so excited because I'm like, you never do this anymore with us.
Yeah.
I love to hear all your stories.
Thing impaired. I went to school in Lathrop. I'm so sorry. Lathrop is a very, for those of you who don't know, is well, back then when you went to school there, it was probably nice. Good farming community.
She still lives in California.
But it's
we're sorry too.
It's not that way anymore. Last time I was in Lathrop was probably I went out there when my son graduated from high school. I went out there and went by and looked at my old house in Lathrop, and it was I thought I literally was driving into Matamoros, Mexico. It was crazy. There was chickens running across the street, and
Really?
I mean, I said, what the hell is going on? Drunk people walking up and down the road, and just trash everywhere. And I was like, wow, they just destroyed this place. But yeah, I don't know if it's still that way now, but it was pretty bad at that point.
Look, so glad that by the way, well, whenever you were there, you had low gas prices.
Yeah, we did. Thank God. Sean Pater says, Doug, think about making a trip to Robins Air Force Base in Georgia to that museum. Have you been there? Yes, I have many times. It is a beautiful, beautiful museum. I think if you go to my other YouTube channel, Charlie Hotel 47, I actually have a video tour that I put together that's on that YouTube channel of the Warner Robins Museum. So it's, yes, definitely worth time to go there. The other big ones, Pensacola Naval Air Station has the Naval Aviation Museum. That's amazing. Where else? Oh, at Herbert Field, Florida, which is, let's see, there's Herbert Field, and the other Air Force base there is not Keesler, that's in Biloxi. Drawing a total blank right now, but anyhow, it's where all the Air Force Special Ops are at. They've got a museum there that is just breathtaking.
Take me, let's go. Look, I'm so glad you're doing this because I need to go to these places.
I took you there.
Where?
To that museum. We went there. We did a video there. You held the camera.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Yeah, it was a night. We did a nighttime show from there.
Yeah, we did a nighttime show from the museum.
There.
Yeah,
sure did.
That's right. That's right. Hey, glad to see you, Lisa. Thank you.
Sad that California is under a new something. Yeah. And here's the thing. I don't feel sorry for him right now because they had the chance to out him, and they keep voting him back in.
Voted
so
him in.
I don't know.
That's right.
All right, we'll scroll up here a little bit. YouTube is Bud Light lighting us all. Yeah. I'm so sick of YouTube, I swear.
That's okay.
But right now,
that's where it's at right now because
it's pretty much the only option at the moment.
Because y'all are all here. Because y'all are all here. If y'all were all follow us somewhere else, we go somewhere else. Y'all tell us. We go.
Well, everybody wanted me to go to Rumble. That was the big thing for
but,
some time. And then I did. And I can't get.
There's like 5 people, 10 people.
I mean, 100. I've been on Rumble now for, probably 5 years.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've got more than 1,500 people to go from this channel over there.
Right.
So.
Right. It built up, but not much.
Yeah.
Not like this one. And look, y'all. I'm really, you know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to the presidential race. I know it's going to be crazy, but I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I mean, this is going to be fun because we're going to see more of Trump. And oh my gosh, I mean, yes, sometimes he puts his foot in his mouth. Okay. But you do too. So, but seriously, I can't wait to see the antics that happen because I used to wake up in the morning. I was so excited to see his Twitter feed because you just never know what's going to happen. And that's what's going to happen.
So, Prophecy 333. What do I think of the 28th Amendment and the dictator of California is trying to admit onto our Constitution? I did a show about, in my last live show, we talked about that, and it's absolutely insanity. Mm-hmm. But if we don't get off our ass and vote these son of a bitches out of office, then we're going to have to be dealing with that for a long time to come. It's not going away. Teg says, Doug, you're going to do this more often. We need to. Yeah.
We do.
It's been a while since we've done this. But we need to. We need to. Yes, Eli. Herbert Airfield.
That's it.
Could not think of the name of that for nothing.
That's right. You have to go and you go underneath that overpass and it's up there. Yeah.
The AC-130 gunships are there. There's badass freaking C-130 turned into a freaking gun platform. It's amazing.
I want to go to the boneyard.
Yes, Eglin and Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to the boneyard
several
times.
I want to go. I haven't been there.
We can do that sometime. I'll vote for Trump again, says Mara. You're going to have that opportunity, it looks like it. James Steed says, so now Cracker Barrel's gone woke. What do you think? Cracker Barrel, here's the deal. What they did was for Pride Month, they did some white chairs and painted them rainbow. They did not do the same shit that is happening with this transsexual bullshit and the clown show that's happening across the country.
Rainbows are allowed, y'all.
I don't have anything against gay people. I got something against transsexual. I have something against, pedophiles. Adults that want to take kids and expose them to sexual things they don't belong seeing.
That's right.
I've got a problem with parents who think it's okay if my 3-year-old boy says I want to be a girl to have a sex change.
Yes.
That's where I draw the line. That's sickening. And it's
all grooming. You're right, Eli.
Yeah.
It's groomers. That's right.
Here it says, I find you on Rumble, but have you looked?
Have you seen Biden sniffing girls and like petting them and stuff?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I find you on Rumble, but I have to look you up by name. Look up on Rumble the Douglas Ducote Show. Don't go to Douglas Ducote Rumble. I only had to make the Douglas Ducote Rumble account in order to do the actual page, the show. And then I pay a fee to have the show because of storage space and so forth. And everything I do on YouTube goes over there, at least the show does. Eventually, we'll be doing live there. Tonight, we're live on, this is live on YouTube. This is live on my Twitter account. And it's live on my Facebook, Douglas Ducote Show account. And I believe my personal Facebook account as well. Let's see. That would be the mosquito truck outside.
That would be. You know what that means? It's 10:15. Very shortly, I need to jump in the shower and get to bed. Because I got a big day.
Big Lover 29. Hey, Doug, and question. I can't remember your name.
Ma'am? Marilyn.
Marilyn.
Hello.
Joe Miller, are you skydiving days over, Doug? Sadly, they are.
I want to do it once, but I'm scared. I broke my foot, so maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably skydive again because of the canopies they use today are just
they're different.
They're totally different for landing characteristics. But the old shit that I grew up jumping with, 28-foot rounds and T10s, there's paracommanders, Papillons, that shit would kill me.
You got almost 2,000, right?
Got 1,947 jumps out of airplanes.
Yep. Almost 2,000.
No, I've never done a base jump.
And I won't allow him to. Sorry. That's crazy, y'all.
Joe says you'd be a great president and wonderful first lady. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. We'd have to have a lot of people put some money behind us. I'd have to see the money before I'd say, okay. Show me the money.
Some paper says, Doug, this is great. I remember when you did call-ins.
Yeah, that's when we had a producer that
we had
would
a
help
producer,
us.
and the show looked like something. I mean, it looked like you were watching Fox News. It was great.
It was great.
He was able to do some wonderful things in the background.
But
he produced a show out of Nashville, and I just sat here and turned on my computer and logged in and waited till it went live, and everything was done.
Everything was done top notch
out of Nashville.
They did a great job.
No, I've never jumped out of a helicopter, Joe. Got many hours in them. Obviously, as you know, he was crew chief on the UH-1H and also the HH-60G and the Air Guard, and of course the CH-47 Chinook. But I never had the opportunity to jump a helicopter. Jumped many airplanes. I've jumped some of the coolest airplanes. I've got many jumps out of DC-3s, the old World War II transports. Even had the opportunity to jump out of a B-17 bomber one time at an air show that was in, I want to say it was Jeanneret, Louisiana. And this was years and years ago. Where we got to jump out of the Bombay. It was really cool. I've got to jump out of a lot of cool airplanes. I've crashed in a lot of cool airplanes too.
No.
Well, anyhow, I'm ready to eat.
You know what? I cooked.
Good. Folks, thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. I hope you'll join us tomorrow night. Join me for the live show. Thank you to my co-host tonight for showing her face and answering some questions as well. Real quick, Paul Bennett says, why jump out of a perfectly good airplane? Paul, if you saw what we were jumping out of, you would know that there's no such thing as a perfectly good airplane. I've went up to make a skydive out of a perfectly good airplane, that I had to leave before it was time to do the skydive because we were crashing. All right. Anyhow, thanks a bunch, everybody. We appreciate it. And we're going to do this more often. And hopefully you will tune in right here tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time for a live Douglas Ducote show. As always, please say a prayer for our men and women serving the United States military, our veterans, our law enforcement officers, our first responders, their families, our Angel families, our Blue and Gold Star families, and our country. May God bless America. May God bless each and every one of you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful night. See ya.